Good morning, pregame crew. It is Thursday, March 2nd, 2023, 8:22 a.m. Eastern, 6:22 a.m. Mountain Time. Welcome to the pregame show. This is a show where I go over indices, commodities, crypto, movers, and shakers of the day. My goal is to get you ready for the trading day. I hope you are well. I'm going to do an audio-visual check, say hello to my friends, and do a few chart requests. Hola, hola, all the Carloses. Hey, Su Alpha. I'm Luciano. Good morning and thank you. Hey, Greg. Hey, Bob. Topher. Tess. My girl Tess. My honey badger. Marshall. Mighty Pawns. Carlos JF. Hey, King. Basque. Samwise. Caesar. Sir. Whitney Mao. That's true, Mighty. Thanks, Night Truck. Hi, Andre. Hi, Alex Tron. How are you? Keenan. Istanbul. My heart is with you and all of Turkey, Alex Tron. Prayers for you. Hey, Keenan. Gideon. Sid. Hey, Roger. Bonjour. Brenda. Good morning, I-Man. Good morning, Ed. Hey, Robert. Kevin. All right. Let me go back to the top. You want to look at Exxon. Every month, SPY rebalances at the end of the month, and it puts out the new percentages. So, for example, right now, we have technology is 27.3, healthcare is 14.3, finance is 11.7. So we have all of these percentages, and I noted this past month, so yesterday I updated those percentages, and energy, XLE, went from, let me write it down. XLE went from 5.1% of the S&P to 4.8. And we saw that in the chart. We saw the decline. So the S&P sold some of its XLE holdings, so it went down ever so slightly. So people have been trimming XLE, obviously, since oil hit $130. But I will look at XOM for you. That's just a heads up. Ooh, daily is trapped below the 50 MA. Weekly inside bar. I'm trying to have an open mind here. They do have buybacks. They have a great dividend. I mean, if you're looking for a really long-term swing, I would say buy it and let her rip tater chip and put your stop below 102.37. But that is a pretty loose stop. Monthly RSI is no longer overbought. Just the daily is not in a good spot. But it doesn't mean it can't keep going up. It's been going up for a while. So $104.87 would be a more conservative stop, and 102.37 would be your next stop. I just don't like where oil is. And that's why I'm hesitating on here, and that's why I have a bias. I'm just going to let you know that. But it makes sense why you're looking at it. Good company, great buybacks, great dividends. Makes sense. All right. Hey, Carlos, is there a chart for market divided by Dan traveling? Ain't that right? Dan's traveling today, so that tends to be a little volatile. AMC. AMC options are hard to trade because of the IV is so high. You're fighting all the Greek army. Every chart I look at, y'all, I tell y'all I'm always looking at it from a TA perspective. I'm also looking at it from a trading strategy perspective. So I look at every chart and say, okay, if this was a queen in the mountain trade, what would I tell you to do? I would say short overbought conditions. So first 15-minute or 5-minute overbought, that looks like a top fish to me. Iran. Good morning. Oh, you're welcome, Alex. I wish I could do more. I guess I can. I can donate. Hey, Duke the Fool. Yep, jobless claims coming up in 3 minutes. Hey, George, Mary, Guile. So this is what's coming up in 2 minutes. Initial jobless claims, non-farm productivity, and unit labor cost. The forecast for initial jobless claims is 195,000. 195,000. We also have nat gas inventory today at 10:30 a.m. and we have some Fed speakers throughout the day. It's actually later in the evening, but you know, they're always somewhere talking. So jobless claims in 2 minutes. Okay, I think I got all the chart requests. Let's look at ES levels before that data comes out. If we're going to keep it simple, stupid, and that's not a comment to you specifically, I'm saying for myself, if we're going to keep it simple, it doesn't get more simple than the hourly EMAs are overhead. Bears are in control. 4-hour downtrend with a potential bear flag forming. Let me delete that. We're at the daily 200 MA for ES, and we're at the daily 50 MA for NASDAQ. This is, again, I said it yesterday, and we're still in that zone, the put up or shut up zone for those weekly higher lows. And bulls have not shown any desire to put those weekly higher lows in, or their inability to fight the bears off to do so. Yep, US 10-year is screaming. Y'all look at that. Now, if XOM looked like that, I'd say buy the first pullback. This is definitely a headwind for QQQ. Hello, hello. Hey, class. SQ. 1 minute until data. 1 minute. Daily inside bar yesterday. Resistance will be the high of the day, 76.73. Support, 74.65. We are holding yesterday's low. So I know the data is about to come out and things are going to move. But here's how you separate the category of any stock you're looking at. The low of yesterday and the high of yesterday. Any name you're looking at, if it's holding the low of yesterday, it's above it, it is stronger than most names. It goes in the bull category. So of the names that are doing well, now Square goes in the bull category because it's holding the low of yesterday as of now. Okay, we got data coming out. I will come back to Square if that's okay. Okay, 15-minute downtrend confirmed. 3927, 3925 are your next supports. Hello, Mohi Ad. How are ya? Potential 4-hour bear flag confirming. 3,900 is our next support over the low of overnight, or below the low of overnight. It will be 3,900. So 3,925 is next, and then 3,900. All right, back to Square, and then I'll get to the end of season. We'll get the show on the road. Square, again, is holding the low of yesterday, 74.65. Daily is constructive. We're below the 21 EMA on the daily, but we're holding the 50 MA. We're in an EQ, but again, I would say constructive. That's the best word I could use. 4 hours, pretty sideways. You could look at a potential short if we lose 74.52, but there are other juicier names to potentially short. Okay, we're pulling back even harder. With this type of bear action overnight, today becomes reverse back burner day. All right, let's get this show on the road. Good morning. Welcome to the pregame show. This is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori, and I'm part of the Chart Guys community, and we teach technical analysis. And what I do here every morning, or I attempt to do, is go through about 25 charts in 25 minutes and get you ready for the trading day to the best of my ability. And I have limitations just like everyone else, but dang it, I sure do give it a good Girl Scout try. So we don't have a lot of economic events left now. So jobless claims came in at 190,000 compared to 195. That's negligible difference. Overall, of course, we're lining up more bearish than we are bullish on our table. And I have notes off the screen that you can't see that I copy and paste for TCG members when I'm done. I use those notes to keep me on the straight and narrow. We have the Hang Seng that was down 0.92% overnight. And we have DAX was down 0.28% overnight. So red and red. Hang Seng was unable to hold on to the gains yesterday from their CPI data. All right. So reverse back burner day. When I say reverse back burner day, if you don't know what a back burner is, you can look up on our YouTube channel, back burner strategy, where Dan covers first 5-minute oversold or first 15-minute oversold or hourly oversold, what matches up with their higher time frame, looking for those higher lows to be put in. Well, the same thing holds true if you inverse that. Because we're in downtrends on so many time frames, your first 5-minute overbought, let's go set that alert, can provide great shorting opportunities. Then once that short opportunity passes, then you elevate to the 15-minute. Tell me when RSI hits 70. And then first hourly overbought. So I'm just showing you all the different ways that you could trade this. And this is only because we're in a downtrend on larger time frames. And when bulls get ahead of their skis, i.e. extended on 5-minute and 15-minute, it gives you an opportunity to short. And that way you're not shorting in the hole. Look at what those opportunities have provided here. Shoot, I just need to write an algo for this. Let it trade for me while I'm asleep, right? Look at this move down after that overbought. Look at this move down after that 5-minute overbought if you need evidence that it works. And that Chart Guys is not the best room in the whole world. This is what Chart Guys looks like. We don't talk about the Slack chat a lot, but this is what our community looks like. And we have all types of channels, depending on what you're interested in. If you have a penchant for crypto, we have a channel for that. Yep, Caesar, I saw that. It's true. True. CRM is why the market is not really down. I don't know that the CRM could lift the market like that. Let me see if I can debunk you. My first rodeo. I like to bring up ETF DB here and there just to remind you about it. You can look up a stock and see where its weighting is. So CRM, they beat on earnings, but look where it's holding in Dow. It's 3% of DIA. Wait. Yeah, 3%. It's not in QQQ. It's nowhere else but DIA. That's the major index it's part of. Do you recognize any of these other ETFs? I don't. I guess cloud. But it is only 3% of the Dow. So CRM, I don't think, is propping up the market with its it did have great earnings, absolutely, but I don't think that would be reason enough and for the market to not be completely melting down, which I would say we're down 0.6%. That's not too spiffy. Gap downs are typically buying and gap ups are for selling. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. All right. So ES, let me just make sure I'm being thorough. Daily is attempting to hold the 200 MA. It's at 3948. We're below it right now, but it has the rest of the day to reclaim it. 4 hour is setting up a potential bear flag. It can't even get a proper bear flag going. And then hourly is in a downtrend. EMA is overhead. 15 minutes in a downtrend. Now, I did a video last night for TCG members that I want to just, it was a terrible video in general. Hi, Weather Judy. How are you? It wasn't my best video. I'll give you that. But I want to show you what I think is happening. And just as a reference point, I joined TCG back here in February 2017. The average true range, this red line down here, this is the range from high to low on average for ES for a week. And it's measuring the prior 14 days. You see that 14? It's taking the average of the past 14 days, or in this case, weeks. So In February of 2017, it was approximately $46. So in 1 week, ES would move $46 on average. Then COVID hit, and it was moving approximately $200 in a week. You would expect that with that type of pandemic that was unprecedented. You would expect that. Now look here. This week, $163.81, $164. Okay, so back from 2017, ES is about 50% higher than what it was over here. So let's divide this $163 by whatever, by 2 if you want. Apples to apples, that's probably $110. About $110 is the equivalent if you're going to go apples to apples to this $46, and now it's $163. But if you're going to make it equal, it's about $110. So it's more than 2 times, if not 2.5 times, what the volatility was back in 2017. So if you're a newer trader and you are struggling, or if you're a seasoned trader and you are struggling, it's no wonder. The market has totally changed. It's completely different. And let me show you what I think is happening. Let's see, where's March 1st? Here. Y'all, look at yesterday's action. We are getting full retracements like we've never seen before. We're so used to equilibriums and tightening ranges. So accustomed to that. A 50% retracement, a 40% retracement, a 55% retracement. That we're used to. 110% retracement and then give all that back? We're not used to that. What the heck is going on? Let's go back to the weekly and I'll show you. This is where 0 DTEs were created back in 2022. That is when volatility soared. It was actually back in here, but that's when volatility started soaring. It is creating major volatility in the market. And what the market makers want to do, and I'm not saying that people are out to get you. I don't subscribe to that, but they want to cause the most amount of pain, i.e. have all of these SPX 0 DTEs expire worthless. Let's go up here and take that player out. Let's go down here, take that player out, go up here, take that player out. And so this type of volatility is to make sure those premiums expire at 0. So to me, that's what's happening more than anything else as far as the increased volatility that we have. And think about it. How many megaphones are we seeing? Were you and I talking about broadening formations 4 years ago? No. It's not that they weren't happening, but they weren't very prevalent. Broadening formations and cup and handle patterns. What's a cup and handle pattern? That's when you get 100% retracement. Yeah, 0 DT, 0 days to expiration. What's a cup and handle pattern? You have 100% retracement. You pull down and then you reverse back up to the high of day. We're seeing a ton of those and a ton of broadening formations where you go to lower low, higher high, lower low. We're seeing this, and it's because of the 0 DTEs, in my opinion. So I've been taken aback by the amount of megaphones we've had this year and late last year, and cup and handle patterns. I'm not used to seeing that often. And just in the back of your head, always think about worst case scenario and position size accordingly. If this were to retrace completely against me, what is my risk management? What are my stop losses? Okay. Okay. Don't get greedy. That's right. So let me turn this ATR off. I'm done with that little lesson. If that helped you at all, hit the like button. All right, now let's go to NASDAQ. I shared with you earlier, it's attempting to hold the daily 50 MA. That'll be key 11,809. 11,809. That becomes the level to hold. So we had a bounce going, and then the bulls just blew it. Bears took back over. We had these double daily inside bars that broke bear, and we're getting bear follow through from that. However, a weekly higher low is still the more likely scenario. Where do bulls step in and make that happen? They're running out of time to do this. 4 hour is approaching oversold, but look back here. We already hit oversold. So if they're not going to do it this time, when are they going to do it? You see that? So then we have to go to a higher time frame, okay? 12 hour. We're at 33.87, 34 RSI. So maybe the 12 hour needs to get oversold in order for the weekly higher low to possibly be put in. Remains to be seen. Hourly resistance, 11918. Support, 11832. Exactly, Mark. What could go wrong? All right. RTY. Do y'all see these EMAs and that separation and that slope to the downside? SOTIMA, slope of the EMA. Do you see it? Look at that sharp slope. The slope of the EMA tells you who's driving the bus and how fast they're driving it. The bears are driving this bus pretty fast. They have turned on the gas. Daily 50 EMA is at 1874. Your hourly EMAs are overhead. Week. This one was a strange one, which the Dow has been strange the entire time, but this could be a bullish diamond reversal pattern forming. But it doesn't give me enough information to say, I'm going to start looking bullish. It's just something to note. Hourly hasn't achieved a lot, but it is over the EMAs. So Dow is over those EMAs and the other three indices are not. VIX, we're in an easy hourly uptrend. However, 4 hour, that probably looks better on 12 hour. 12 hour lower high anticipated, but right now VIX is doing A-okay, no problems. US 10-year is screaming. That's good for market bears, and dollar is testing resistance right now. 105.094 and 105.10. This could be why the market's bouncing on the 1 minute right here, right now, because the dollar just double topped. Do you see it? The dollar double top. Where did it double top? At 634. Now let's look at ES. We just found our temporary bottom at 639. So maybe there's some correlation there again. I always like to point that out. All right, Bitcoin. Hello. Bitcoin was holding up way better than the market this morning. It is in a 4 hour downtrend. We're still inside yesterday's range. That is saying a lot, where the market is not. The market broke the low of yesterday. So Bitcoin, this risk on asset, is doing better than the market. Go figure. Nice lower wick of bulls buying the dip here. You have resistance at 23471, 23547, and your next support is 23,000, 23,000, 24,000. Same levels as yesterday. How much have we retraced? We've retraced about 70% of the move. So a lower high is anticipated on the next bounce on the daily. All right. Ethereum holding up better as well. It's holding up fine. 4 hour holding the 50 MA. Hourly holding the 200 MA. Barely broke that 1631 by $5. And it's now bouncing. Resistance is at 1645 and 1678. Gold. Gold, we're looking for a 4 hour higher low. Potential daily bear flag to be aware of. So on the weekly, we've been going over this and over this. We've been looking for a weekly higher low. I was scouting it in this 50 MA area. I've already taken one long scalp, and now it's pulling back on the dollar strength. I have to keep in mind this potential daily bear flag and don't get overly eager to buy this dip, but this could be a great location to buy the dip. We talked about 1834 yesterday and I went over why I liked it. Let me show you again. You see that it's 1836, sorry, 1836, that area. And you see how we have that confluence here. We have the hourly 50 MA here. We're looking for a 4-hour high or low. This could be a decent area to look for a gold long, only if the dollar remains sitting its butt down. Maybe, Mark. All right, CL. Oil. Hourly uptrend. No, it's not an hour. I'm not even going to call it an uptrend. That's kind of messy. 4-hour uptrend. Double top at 78.35 and 78.34. I like a top fish of oil, and I've been picking on oil lately, but I like a top fish for a 15-minute lower high on a bounce on oil. Just knowing what the daily 50 MA is overhead. Nat gas inventory today at 10:30 Eastern. 4-hour. It ain't got a worry in the world. Holding that 8 EMA. Choo choo. How about I never make that sound again? The risk up here for me is for the bulls because of inventory today and how extended we are when we have larger downtrends on. We have downtrends on larger time frames. However, if you are a bull and you're swinging, I don't think you have any concerns as long as these hourly EMAs and moving averages are below you. Look at that 50 MA saving it, saving it, saving it. Okay. Apple. So let me go to my notes. Apple daily bear flag confirmed, 4-hour approaching oversold, weekly higher low anticipated. Y'all, and when I say put up or shut up time, I really mean it on names like Apple. If Apple can't find a bottom looking for a weekly higher low when 4-hour is oversold, then what the heck are the bulls doing? They really went to sleep on this. So let's look at it on the weekly. Y'all, look at the amount of real estate the bulls have for higher low. 145.34 marked at 0.382. Healthy consolidation at this point. Very. So weekly higher low anticipated. 4-hour RSI 30.8. When we open, if we drop below 30, that could represent a great opportunity for a bottom fish once the 5-minute or 2-minute changes the trend back to the upside. Does that make sense? Here's the most important chart of the day for me. This is it. So 4-hour oversold with weekly higher low on deck. Where are the bulls going to put it in? Is there any key level we can play off? Earnings low 142.30. I'm just going to put an alert there right before it. Maybe that would be in play if we were to get down that low here. But waiting for a 5-minute trend change on Apple, scouting the weekly higher low in 4-hour oversold conditions. Probably the most important thing I've said. I need to go a little faster. Amazon is weak. Daily bear flag is confirmed. Weekly higher low anticipated. Potential hourly bear flag. 4-hour RSI is 34. It's not as close to oversold as Apple is. So I don't like Amazon for a trade. It's not as clear for me as Apple is because Apple is more oversold. Nvidia, reverse back burner. 5-minute overbought. Let's set an alert. Tell me when RSI gets to 70. And I'm going to be all over this one like white on rice is what my dad would say. Actually, my daddy would say, I'm going to be all over this like white on rice. Our eyes, the long I is really drawn out like ice. Yeah, it's fun to listen to us talk. Not. Okay, 15-minute. Yep, I want that one. Okay. and hourly. I want them all. I'm going to short this thing because it's a laggard bear. It's remained bullish with Tesla, and now it's turned bear. I want to get some meat off this bone. Tesla, same thing. 5 minute. Tell me when it's overbought. And I'm not going to set all those alerts because you know what I'm doing now. I'm just trying to show you how I trade these alerts. So y'all look at the amount of alerts I have set. This is my trading assistant. And if you're not using your trading assistant, you're just throwing away free help. It's hard to find good help these days. Tesla is a short. Bounces are for shorting. Coin, bounces are for shorting. All right, reverse back burner on coin. I'm looking for it to have the bearish correlation to SI, which is absolutely getting murdered on terrible news. It's down 44%, and coin is weak because of it with a daily inside bar. You see that? Daily inside bar, oh, there and there. So below 63.09, which we've broken that bear in extended hours. We want to do it during regular trading hours. The bounces are for shorting on coin. In my opinion, that's the setup. Lucid, man, did any of y'all score any of those Queen of the Mountain trades yesterday? They were so beautiful. Yesterday's Queen of the Mountain trades were just gorgeous. And Lucid, bear, laggard, action to Rivian just worked out so well. I didn't take it. I took something else, but man, it was so good. So we have potential daily bear flag. 810 is the target here. If it were to fall below 810, that would confirm that bear flag. Let me show y'all something. And I keep talking and I say I need to hurry up. Here is our first quarter 2023 stock picking contest. The winner has been SABER. He's been leading with MARA at 81%. And then we had the Tesla people. They are now pulling out ahead. I had Lucid and CVNA. Lucid at one point was up 100% on that news, and CVNA up 90%. These names that have ran so hard, these are the names that are now we're looking for laggard bear action, because you could actually, if you're a TCG member, you could go grab this table and say, FSLY up 61%. Is there any meat left on that bone for a short? Because they ran so hard since the beginning of the year. It's FSLY. Yeah, bounces for shorting on this one. Yeah, I like this one. Short. This is not the only criteria I use to short. I have to look at what the market's doing. The RSI just makes me go look at the chart. Okay, so get back on track. Lucid, I like for reverse back burner. PANW, I'm looking, man, it's already down. I'm looking for laggard bear action on this one because it had great earnings. It's been a wonderful bull, but when we look at it on the daily, look at this big gap below. Not all gaps have to be filled, but this one, look at those hourly EMAs, how they're pointing down. I think a bounce is for shorting on PANW to try to get some laggard bear action. Oh, you did Rivian? Awesome, Jojo. You can hear me pounding the desk. Okay, PFE. Everybody wants PFE. Weekly oversold, but we're not in a monthly uptrend. Are we in a quarterly uptrend? Okay. All right, I just made up my mind on this one. Let me show you something. This was a yearly cup and handle visor. And we really broke out here at 41.38. The bodies of these two candles, I would say that was the first real sign that we were going to break in January of whatever month that was. So we're now back at the neckline of that annual yearly cup and handle. Does that make sense? 3 month, we're looking for a higher low with weekly oversold. I like it. I like it long. Bull's got to prove something though. they're definitely in a put up or shut up type situation. What are my opinions on Boyle? My opinions on Boyle are the opinions that I gave you on Nat Gas. It's Nat Gas inventory today. Bulls are in control in the 4-hour chart. I think that bulls are in the nosebleed section of the chart. I think bears will be looking to top fish today, so I would actually like cold a little better than Boyle. If you're in Boyle long, though, you're sitting pretty. You should be fine. All right, that's it for me. Y'all use stop losses and be good out there. TCG members, I'll have these notes to you in just a jiffy.